Chapter 8 The Debate by Ronald Ssemyalo. Campaigns that started slowly caught fire as every camp added more wood to sway the masses. This time around, a flat ground was set to let all contestants enjoy the liberty and freedom of speech that the regime claimed to have brought. Multiple political canvassers led their teams to deep corners of the nation, spreading the gospel of their candidates. Many analysts observed that the calmness in the campaigns came as a result of having the regime sympathizers contesting. It remained a debate in the corridors as the real presidential candidates debate started from the north. The country had grown so fast to an extent that these debates became so fundamental and decisive. From Heaven District, the renowned People's Choice took the microphone from the moderator and said, "I stand for the marginalized group who were seen as the losers. I represent the majority ordinary people who struggle to earn a living in this sucking regime. I represent the younger generation that is unemployed because of the greedy men like Kangaroo, Sere, Monkey, and their relatives. I am here to tell you that we no longer deserve a military government. For this, no one field security, nothing else. We need a civilian government, and I humbly request you to vote for me come next week." Moderator: Is that your introduction? I thought you would tell us your name and political party, Mr. Hare. Honorable Hare: Mr. President. General Kangaroo: We the President. Honorable Hare: Stop it, you puppet. General President: General Kangaroo: If my father had not stopped me, I would have arrested you yesterday. Moderator: It seems General wants to talk first. It was a chance for Honorable Mpungu of Allied Forces. However, go ahead. General Kangaroo: Let me start by warning you, Kahea, that you will never be president when I am still alive, unless when I am out of the country. Honorable Hare: You are right, because after winning, you will run to exile due to the crimes committed in the 50 years your father has spent in power. General Kangaroo: It's my time. I let you speak your nonsense. Let me. Moderator: General Kangaroo, please continue. General Kangaroo: A wise man changes, sometimes a fool never. I have changed my mind. I will start by expelling unproductive foreigners from this country and also repatriate Ugandans suffering from abroad. I will then embark on the corruption purge, and you will see how I am going to arrest Mpungu for 500 days, then Kahea for 800 days, and all opposition players who have been chewing the taxpayers' money pretending to be my father's opponents. They will not survive. Those in government, the so-called untouchables, swindling public funds, your day has come. Better run for your life, because firing squad is awaiting you. The rest are easy. Collect taxes, work for the people, build the country. No theft, no bribery, no fraud, no crimes in my government. See you in the promised land. Honorable Mpungu: That dictatorship won't be tolerated here. General Kangaroo: Who told you it's dictatorship? It's African democracy. Moderator: Your time is up, General. Let's listen to Mr. Monkey. He had been silent since the debate started, waiting for his time. The atmosphere was a bit shaky and unfavorable to the chief because Honorable Hare and General Kangaroo had already burned the ground. People were feeling their vibe in high gear, expecting no interruptions. Here comes the cool in-law with his diplomacy. We have already secured $1 billion grant from the World Bank to build our economy to greatness. I understand our country very well and know the needs of our people. Behind the curtains, I have always tried my best to serve this country honestly well, and those with whom I have worked are backing my deeds and seconded me to the big seat. If a party that has spent 50 years in power has the audacity to trust no one but me, it means they have ultimate confidence in me. Fellow Ugandans, I want you to trust me such that I meet the goals of our party. Lionel, you just want to protect the evils of your masters. Honorable Hare, he is simply a stooge. General Kangaroo, I will arrest you for corruption. My intelligence has tipped me about you. Moderator, can we let Chief Monkey finish? He gave you time to speak. Please do. Chief Monkey, well, it's hard to please everyone, but allow me say that we have and we shall have an inclusive government. I love to work with you all in my government. Thanks. That evening was difficult to tell who was who because the arena was majorly filled with elites who gave Chief Monkey a standing ovation. It looked challenging, for the first two speakers never experienced this. He saw his hand touching the golden seat in style. Many other candidates went ahead to debate amidst cheers from outside the sports arena. Those were singing the names of generals and Honorable Hare, yet inside the name of Chief Monkey sounded most. When the only lady in the race from United Ugandans picked a microphone to speak, many started. General Kangaroo, I will marry you. Honorable Hare, don't dare molest her. Honorable Mpungu, you two must restrain yourselves from women. We all know you were friends, but because of a woman, the duo parted ways. This is a national debate. This is a national debate. Have some manners. The crowd started slowly shouting 500 as the moderator called for silence in the arena. The noise escalated beyond as the entire area suffered from power blackout. The standby generator malfunctioned as police sirens went on from a distance. The armored vehicle filled up at a terrific speed, and two helicopters were heard from a distance flying to the arena. Gunshots from within were heard. These were directed toward the spot of the presidential candidates. Chapter 9. The D-Day. Counter-reactions also kicked off as the security of the candidates hurriedly took their safe custody. Finally, the National Police and Army contained the situation. 6 assailants were killed on spot and the 2 committed suicide. 21 police officers lost their lives and 39 injured. They left 16 soldiers dead as 29 survived with terrible injuries. The state of affairs affected innocent civilians as well, for 43 of them were stamped to death as the audience ran for their dearest lives. Over 19 people were arrested as suspects to help in further investigation. The National Bureau for Investigation took custody of all the presidential candidates and no one ever saw them again. These claimed that the lives of the honorable contestants deserved tight security, for doubts had arisen amongst themselves that someone might be responsible. In addition, rumor had it that 2 of the candidates had been shot dead in the chaos, and the electorates demanded seeing their candidates. That's how the campaigns ended in tears. The debate cancelled and the Independent Electoral Commission released an official statement calling for calm as the nation awaited casting their votes on Wednesday. The commission cleared the air that all the candidates were alive and kicking and assured the citizens of full transparency in the entire exercise. Wednesday broke like any other day when Ugandans sloped to cast their votes. The security very tight. Streets were flooded with soldiers. Every roundabout had over 10 armored vehicles stationed there. Few people remained at the polling stations for fear of what might happen. Many went home to hear the rest from there. As it clocked 4 o'clock, tension pulled them out to the streets. This time the internet was on, though very slow. The counting process kicked off as Honorable Mpungu took the first lead. The executive sources had it that Mpungu on the blackout night had the bullet for Honorable Hare. It is alleged that when Mpungu saw the gunman pointing at Hare, he hurriedly pushed Hare away, then he dived to cover his head. That was the time 2 shots were fired. One shattered his shoulder and the other shafted into the belly. Hare looked at Mpungu collapsing, then said, "I'm so sorry." The two shook hands as the medical team surrounded the area. Immediately, another shot was fired. No more information was released. The tentative results gave Honorable Mpungu a lead. However much the initial triumph wasn't calculated, it was justifiable. It put doubt in the electorates who supported Honorable Hare, for it looked like the Honorable intentionally murdered his colleague's political career. This hit faults in the man of the people's camp at the D-Day and quaked his support down. Since he was a political giant, Honorable Hare promptly revitalized and took the lead in 1 hour. By midnight, the comedian had 41%, followed by retired General Kangalu, who had 35%, while Chief Manke put a resounding performance of 20%. Honorable Mpungu chilled with 3% as the rest shared 1%. The night was not ending as Honorable Hare's supporters burned motor tires alongside the roads, celebrating his initial victory. The internet was painted red. It was like daytime in most urban centers. Motorists drove fuel tanks empty. Bars became pastors as men and women weighed bottles of liquor. At 6:15 a.m., the moon shone again. Honorable Hare was still leading, however, with a small margin of 1%. Strong analysts predicted where it was going. The elites who supported him went to bed, though there were those who held that hope springs eternal, and went ahead to drum. Jubilations continued, this time mixed with supporters of the liquor doctor. These put on white and said it was done. Honorable Hare had 38%, while retired General Kangalu had 37%. Chief Manke had 21%, while Honorable Mpungu had 3.2% votes. The rest shared 0.8%. By 3 o'clock, the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission sent Honorable Hare a message. "Do you have the support of the army?" The comedian replied, "Do what is right." It was obvious that the remaining votes could not guarantee anyone presidency, for none made 50% total number of votes. For none made above 50% total number of votes. At exactly 4 o'clock, there was a tie between Honorable Hare and retired General Kangalu, each having 37.3%. Honorable Mpungu immediately surrendered his votes to Honorable Hare upon gaining consciousness and advised him to join the chief monkey so as to take it all. Honorable Hare started by criticizing the Electoral Commission for miscounting and rigging votes for his opponents, condemned Mpungu for crossing to the oppressors again. He called Mpungu a slave to monkey publicly, and by the time he consulted his handlers, retired General Kangalu had joined the forces with Chief Monkey on agreement that Monkey would deputize him upon winning. It was in glass that retired General Kangalu and Honorable Hare were to contest again for people to decide their president. Part 2. We meet in the next season. The Next President by Ronald Ssemyalo. The end.